Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. So in this one we're going to be doing an unboxing, and today we have the iPad Pro 12.9, and this is the 2020 model, and I'm pretty sure it's going to look identical to the one I've already got, but excited to kind of pop it open, see how it performs, and just if anything kind of jumps out at me. So if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button because we talk all things gaming and tech, and if you've been here for a while, welcome back. Right, let's pop this open and have a look, shall we? So this is the obviously 12.9 4th gen Wi-Fi model, 128 gigs, so it's like your base level entry one into the 12.9. I already have the, I suppose the 3rd gen, so the 2018 12.9. I absolutely love this thing. It's one of those devices that I just use all the time, and you know, anyone who's been watching this channel for a while knows my opinion on these, that it doesn't necessarily replace my MacBook. There's still some things that I absolutely need a MacBook for, but it replaces so many other devices for, and it's like one of my go-to computing devices, and I just absolutely love it. So I am excited to see what this one comes up with. Now, I don't expect it to be massively different, but obviously the performance will be a little bit snappier if I'm doing any video editing, stuff like that on there. And yeah, we just want to get an idea of how like the LiDAR camera and stuff like that performs. So let's pop it open. Oh. Not quite as satisfying. It didn't make as much of a noise as I hoped. I don't know what I was expecting, but... Oh, here we go. Popping it open, and yes, pretty much identical. These things, considering the size, they just feel so nice. I mean, this device feels so incredibly light when you hold it. And there we go, let's just kind of give you an idea. So we'll get a few close-up shots of it obviously as well. Now, again, pretty much identical. If I pop mine out of the case, yeah, I mean, your major differences, obviously, on the 3rd gen, you've just got the single camera there. And on the latest model, you've got the much larger camera bump on that as well. And there's a couple of different lines on mine, because I've got the 4G version of the 2018 and the non-4G here. So on the 2018 model, the 4G, obviously it's got the antenna lines on it. But apart from that, these things look pretty much identical, even to the point that you can obviously use the same Apple Pencil with that and just snaps on nice and snugly there. Was a bit worried about, you know, seeing some people's reviews and kind of opinions on it, what that camera bump would be like, but actually that's not too bad. It feels, in my opinion anyway, a little bit unnecessary to have something like that on the iPad, especially when it adds, you know, this extra bit of bulk on the back. But you're probably going to want to use a case, and obviously I won't be able to use this one because of the camera cutout, but pretty much all these cases end up disguising camera bumps anyway, so it's not that much of a deal. Apart from that, pretty much identical in every single respect. And then obviously you're going to have your screens as well. Mine's got this sort of like paper-like screen protector on there at the moment, which I absolutely love, especially when you're using it with the Apple Pencil. Although it does wear down the nib, which is frustrating, but it makes it such a nice writing experience. So other things you get in the box, obviously you get your power charger, a little wall brick, which you don't get with the new iPhones, and USB-C to USB-C charger as well. And then you get your standard Apple literature in there, and probably some stickers. In this hand, I assume. Where are my stickers? Ah, there's more in there. God, this is well and truly wedged in. There they are, 2 little stickers as well. And if you're wondering, you know, what the difference is here, you know, they pretty much look identical, they're pretty much working identically. It just has the newer processor in there, so it's a little bit snappier. So it's A12X, so a fair bit snappier. It's an interesting dilemma at the moment, you know, if you're trying to form your buying decision, if you don't already have an iPad or if you want to upgrade, because the iPad Air comes in at a really reasonable cost and it has very comparable performance to this. Personally for me, I love the screen size of this thing. The 12.9 inch is just, to me, it's perfect. It's really light, it's really slim, and I love having that extra screen real estate. And I always use Sidecar with my Mac, so I use this as an external monitor. So the 11 inch of the iPad Air or the 10.9 inch of the iPad Air just wouldn't be big enough for what I like it for. And Face ID on the iPad is just, it's great. You know, Touch ID would be great to have on the iPhone, but I don't fancy having to reach out and touch the iPad all the time when I've got it docked with a keyboard and stuff like that. So The iPad Pro to me is the better device to go for, but that's because my needs are after that. If you are looking for something a bit smaller, and if you weren't going to go for the larger iPad Pro, I probably would just suggest go for the iPad Air. So all in all, it's very similar spec to the previous iPad. In terms of weight, functionality, it's pretty much identical. You just get the faster processor in there, and also the improved cameras, and then the LiDAR sensor as well. So if you're into augmented reality, using this with its autofocus will be a little bit better as well, then you know what, maybe it's worthwhile going for. Also as well, if you're somebody who's using this for a lot of video calls and stuff like that, it does have the improved microphone array on there, so you will get better audio quality in terms of like conference calls and voice recording and stuff like that. So that's worthwhile bearing in mind if you're that kind of creator. So that's it for my unboxing and first impressions of it. Like I said, it's pretty much identical to what I've got there already. We'll do obviously a few close-up shots as well, and they'll be throughout the video. But I will be bringing a full review of this in the near future as well, so make sure you hit the subscribe button for that when it lands in the future. And in the meantime, any questions about it or anything you want me to deep dive into, make sure you pop them in the comments and I'll do my best to answer those. Hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll see you soon for another video. Bye!